My name's Matthew Simpkins. I'm a Regional Vice President for Manufacturing, Automotive and Energy here at Salesforce. For those of you who don't know who Salesforce are, we are the #1 CRM solution globally. We support manufacturers by bringing companies and customers together. And we support CRM, marketing, commerce, service, and field service. But what we're really focused on here is about innovation and growth. As an organization, we're growing at 25% year on year. We're going to reach $30 billion of revenue this year. But more importantly than that, we help our companies and our customers grow. So the latest report states that we can help companies take 20% out of their IT budget. And ID says by 2026, we will contribute 1.6 trillion to our customers' revenue streams. So I'm joined here today, Altion, Stefano, and Antonio are going to join me on stage a little bit later, along with 3 of our customers here in Italy, to really talk to you about how they are using Salesforce to really weather the storm and improve their supply chain capability. But first of all, a huge thank you for everyone that's been here. You know, we are a subscription business, and our organization is successful when you, as our customers, are successful. So there's no better way to really start this session than to run a video and let you hear from the CEO of Ford, Jim Farley.
Back?
Load. Sorry?
The company really doesn't get serious about change until something happens to it. So I like to think of this as a refounding of the company.
Supply chain issues, chip crisis. We're sitting smack dab in the moment of transformation, and time is everything. When Jim took the role of CEO, he set out the Ford Plus plan. There are 2 fundamental pieces in that: lead with electrification and transformation through digital. In order to actually deliver on that purpose, we need a partner that's in it with us.
That is just as customer focused, just as values driven, just as focused on sustainability as we are, with a trusted platform.
We want to have a single source of truth so that we can make customer-driven decisions and communicate in an effective way.
The Salesforce professional services team put in an army of people prepared to take on the challenge in an amazing short period of time.
So, what have we done with Ford? A really mature, long-standing manufacturing organization that knew, with the headwinds that were facing the automotive industry, that they needed to do something different. So when Jim took over, he came to us and he said, look, I need to create 2 speeds of business within my organization. I need to think about what is on the ground. I need to think about my traditional products, my manufacturing, and my service organization. And I really need to drive commercial excellence and efficiency in the way that I go to market and in the way that I work with my distribution channels. Because at the end of the day, this is where most of my revenue comes from. But at the same time, he wanted to work with Salesforce to really develop what you see on the right-hand side of the strategy here in the cloud. Because this is where Ford's future revenue is going to come from. It's going to come from pro charging services at home, public charging, depot charging. All of these things will require partnership across the value chain. These are not things that Ford can manufacture and deliver themselves. But what Ford also understood was the power of data from their connected devices. And so they were looking at telematics, they were looking at over-the-air updates to their vehicles. And finally, they were looking at small business productivity. Because actually, if you look at the customer audience of Ford in Pro, they're F-150 pickup drivers. They are small business owners. They are tradespeople, plumbers, electricians, construction workers. For them, their vehicle is their office. And so they wanted, as Ford, to deliver not just a physical product, but a software capability that would help these tradespeople manage their calendars, manage their inventory, exchange payments, and generate work orders. So we worked with Ford to create a software solution that they could sell to their customers as an alternative revenue stream. And this is what we mean by really partnering with our customers and being in the cloud. So I want to just take you on a small couple of minutes on a personal study. So prior to being at Salesforce, I worked at Jaguar Land Rover for 10 years, complex luxury manufacturer, global plants all around the world. And my regional director at the time said to me, I need to deploy B2B capability and direct sales capability across my overseas markets. Now, in 2015, our understanding at Jaguar Land Rover at the time of CRM was I needed an engine to generate leads into my business. I needed a customer database to manage my accounts and my run rate business, and I needed a service center to handle inbound inquiries. At that time, I had SAP in South Africa and the Middle East, and I had some homegrown local solutions in places like Russia, Korea, and Australia. What I did is I came to Salesforce and I said, I've got a problem. I need to get global capability, and I need to do it quickly, and I need to do it at scale. Well, from the moment that we signed the paperwork, 16 weeks later, we were live with our first deployment of capability in India, and I had my lead management processes working across 30 dealerships in one of my markets. 2 years later, I turned 300% return on investment with Salesforce, and I'd increased the speed of my sales funnel by 42%. And this is really, really important, because often as manufacturers, we are thinking about our conversion ratio down the funnel. How often can we convert? And in our existing customers, how many of them convert to repeat customers? But actually in business now, with the role of digital, it's how quickly can you sell your product compared to your competition. In automotive, it's very easy, right? If I walk into a Jaguar Land Rover dealership and I say I want to buy a car, I walk into a Porsche dealership and I want to buy a car. If it takes Jaguar Land Rover 30 days to complete the test drive, the quotation, the trading process, but Porsche can do it in 5, as a customer, I'm going to buy from Porsche. So sales velocity became a really, really important metric. So what did it look like 5 years later? Well, there's 2 things that this slide tells you. One, our understanding of CRM grew exponentially. Each of those horizontal areas are capabilities within our business. So we understood that we needed to integrate all of our marketing communications, from brand to sales to after sales. I needed to be able to allow some of my markets to sell their products directly, or to sell their services and their parts and their aftermarket business directly. I needed to open up digital channels. I had dealerships in Brazil selling cars over WhatsApp. So I needed to integrate my WhatsApp channel into my CRM, into my ERP, so that I could actually sell products through digital and social channels. And the final 2 lines there are really, really important, right? As a manufacturer with a distribution line, you need to offer incentives and rebates in order to move your products. So often, the rebate and incentive process is completely disconnected from the sales process. It is not real time. So again, we took that challenge and we said to Salesforce, can we actually integrate the way that we financially incentivize our distribution network and our customers so that we can get real-time visibility on our rebate spend? Because prior to that, this was over $1 billion that was managed through an Excel spreadsheet and emails. And we turned that around into real-time visibility where our distribution channel and our partners could be paid inside of 10 days, and we had real-time visibility on that spend. So we're here today and tomorrow to talk about supply chain, and it is incredibly complex. I am not going to stand here on the stage and tell you that you can solve this overnight, but I want you to think about, where does the complexity come from, right? As manufacturers, we are often focused on demand. We've got to aggregate all of the demand from our markets and from our customers so that we can start to understand what we actually then need to go away and we need to procure from our suppliers. And then in the middle of that is our production plants, where they actually have to produce the goods. And the challenge here is that you, alongside just the communication here, is the visibility of the data, and it's the understanding around price. As we come into a time of recession, of hyperinflation, and of raw material uncertainty, you have your sales organization over here thinking about the retail price to the customer. You have your production teams thinking about the product price and recommended retail. And then you have your procurement team thinking about the material price that you're paying from your suppliers. And my challenge to you is that actually, this is not a technical problem. This is an organizational design problem. And you need to bring your teams together and to collaborate around a single source of the truth so that you can share your demand and your forecasting data real time with your supply network so that they can respond in a much more efficient way. And as Joseph from Porsche said earlier, that you can deliver your goods on time and in full to the customer. So what does this look like with Salesforce? We call it a digital supply HQ, but essentially what you're going to see in the next half an hour is the central piece here where we talk about seeing your data and what we call supply intelligence. When I work with CEOs and CIOs around the world, the first thing they say to me is I need visibility of my data. Without visibility, you can't make informed decisions. So we work with our customers using our Tableau product to bring that data to life, to bring it into one place so that you can improve your forecast accuracy, you can improve the way you work with your suppliers. Many of you will have done that over the last 2 years. You will have created supply chain towers, you will have created war rooms, you will have put all of the data up on the screen and on the wall. So when you've done that, the next question comes, well, how good is my data? Is my data accurate? Is it real time? And can I trust it? So that's where our products around integration and our supply chain capability within Manufacturing Cloud allow you to increase your confidence in your forecasting data and in the information from your suppliers. But I'm going to go one step further and say that even that is not enough. I have not yet met a manufacturing customer globally that is able to act in real time on their supply chain data in a way that they want to. So what we offer on the right-hand side of this screen is capability to allow you to collaborate in real time with the entire value chain, to set up escalations and alerts when you have a crisis and you maybe need to trigger out a new RFP for work, or when you need to just bring different parts of your organization together to drive insight-based escalations. So what I'm saying to you in summary before I hand over is that supply chain is absolutely complex, but it's a combination of 3 things. It's your data visualization, it's your data intelligence and accuracy, and then it's the ability to act and collaborate on that data quickly. So with that, I'll hand over to you.
Thank you, Matthew. So my name is Oltion Osmani. I'm a solution engineer based in Italy, and I cover basically manufacturing and automotive. Now we're going to go a little bit closer to the platform in order to understand how Salesforce can connect all the parts in the value chain. It all starts with the back office. So we know that in manufacturing it's important in order to have those data in one platform to integrate with different applications. So we talk supply chain, PLM, ERP, and HR applications. Not only data from back office, but beside that, we should go a step further and connect those machines, those assets, and those equipments that we have out there to enrich that customer view. Before digging deeper in some aspect of the platform, I'm going to show you 4 top of mind of the manufacturers today. Everything starts with modernizing the commercial operation. So here, the goal is for you to be an easy company to do business with. Simplify that buying process from the customer and streamline that selling process for your sales rep from lead to cash. Second, simplify the partner engagement. Partners, distributors, resellers are a way to get closer to the customers, of course, are a way to scale. And with them, we should share business, we should share processes, and we should share data in order to create that transparency to the whole ecosystem. Third, transform the service. To have that clear view, we should manage and track all the engagement and interactions that you have with your customers. After sales, if you have a problem, for example, in quality, you should take care of that problem and escalate with processes. Here we see also a trend very in hype now, which is the servitization. So companies in manufacturing, besides selling product, they sell a lot of services and software as well. So we talk servitization. Fourth, translate those data into actions. Data are everywhere. We can read this data with analytics, and we'll see in a second with my colleague Stefano. But the important part is to have those data embedded in the platform and take actions when needed. If I see there is a problem, taking the example of the quality before, I can share that chart with the team, I can fix an appointment and understand what's going deeper. So I can interact with those data. And how Salesforce is relevant in all this. Let's get a bit deeper. So we said we have our back office, where we connect with our integration layer all the systems and applications out there to enrich the customer data. And the customer 360 is not only one. It's a customer 360 for the sales department, for the service, for the S&OP department, and each of these parts can use the data for their business processes. For all these roles, we have created tools and applications to manage the day-by-day activities. Tools to manage marketing, sales, service, portals with commerce as well. Here, how do we connect the value chain? So the data is in our platform, and the sales rep, for example, can see the interaction that the service part had previously with the customer, and vice versa, in order to understand what's going on. On top of the applications, of course, we have created a specific vertical. It's been now 3 years that we have released a dedicated vertical for manufacturers. We call it Manufacturing Cloud, and it's adding specifically capabilities like forecast in order to create alignment, for example, between sales and operations in the field. On top of that, we can manage the recurring, the run rate business. So not only new business, but also run rate in order to track those sales agreements and orders on those sales agreements. Everything as you see on the left is measurable, so we have analytics again, and we're going to go deeper on that in a second with my colleague. Last but not least, as you see on my left, Salesforce is a company based on innovations. So we do releases frequently, 3 times a year. The last releases that we announced in Dreamforce was Genie. So Salesforce not anymore the transactional database, but also a tool that gives insights in real time to sales, service, and also to customer itself. This is the beauty of the platform, to have all the data shared in one unique platform and connect all those dots in the value chain for the customer. Now I'm going to leave the stage to Stefano. They're going to give us a preview of the analytics. Thank you.
Here we go. Thank you very much, Altion. Now it's time for data and the relevance of data. Yeah. We provide supply intelligence through an analytics application that is a turnkey, ready to use in your environment, that essentially it's helpful to navigate through stormy weather. This is what it is. The whole application is framed around the concept of supply chain resiliency, and specifically through these 5 pillars. I will provide a bit of more detail in a while. And it's not a matter of analyze for the sake of analyzing. It's more analyze to drive action. This is key. The actionability of our analytics. That means having impacts on what you take care of, being able to react into crises, to product shortages, anticipate disruption, find out alternative opportunities. Now, we were so brave that we plan to have a live demo. For a technical reason, we cannot have a live demo because it is not possible to connect a laptop from this stage. So we are going to go through a live-ish, okay? It's a click-through. Now, I'm still Stefano. Oh, sorry, I didn't present at the beginning. I'm at Tableau, I'm the Solution Engineering Director. For the next 10 minutes, I will be Stefano, taking care of the supply chain of Velocity. Velocity is a company that produces and distributes bicycle and bike. Yeah, slightly less faster than a Porsche, but cool stuff anyway, okay? And so I use supply intelligence to manage my supply chain. And in the home page, at a glance, I have these two key dimensions. The sales one and the resilience one. So what I see here in this simple dashboard is how much money I'm losing because of product shortages. While here, I see the resilience of my supply chain decline through the 5 dimensions, the 5 pillars, let me say, that we've seen before. Am I able to fulfill the customer demand? Am I impacted by inflation? Yes, I am. I'm able to deliver on time and in full. Am I impacted by quality issues? How manage the returns? And finally, which is the situation of my inventory. This is a twofold view, because here below, you have the same view, but as me, Velocity, as a customer, the relationship between my supplier and me. Here on the right, what you have is the navigation map of my analysis. The relevance will become more evident in a while. Clearly, red numbers are bad numbers, and this one is even worse because I'm doing significantly worse than the month before. Just, I do interactively. Clicking here, I go in the next stage of my analysis. You see up there in the upper right corner, you see always where you are in the navigation path. And I have at a glance a lot of information, but still really immediate to read. The impact of product shortages, the total sales, the percentage ratio of the two, and below every KPI, I have the same measure split by product family or product type. Pretty evident, thanks to the data visualization concept, that I have problems, and one of the key problems is with my e-bike 7, okay? I'm losing $108K this month, and 70K are out of that single product. Let's give a look again. Selecting the next analysis, I have the overview of the product availability. And guys, this is for dramatization reason. I'm totally out of stock of the e-bike 7. And not only, here on your left side, you have the current situation, while here on the right, you have the forecast. And this is the evolution expected in the next 30 days. So things are very bad, and they're going even worse. I can also have the detail of why. It's because I have still demand for the e-bike. That's the point. So let's go and drill on e-bike. In this application, anytime you have the name of a product, the name of a material, you can click on this and go straight down to the deep dive, to the detail. What I see here, this is my e-bike complete overview. I see my resilience pillar, I see the evolution of the price, I see the terrible situation of the stocks. I also have recommendation for stock coverage. Here we implemented simple ABC XYZ algorithm that cross the demand volume with the demand volatility. Pretty evident that I didn't apply the suggestion. And moreover, what I can see is that the problem I'm facing, I was pretty okay till the end of the next year, then suddenly, something started to go wrong. And I can change the view and look at my material dependency. And it's pretty evident that I have a big issue with the battery pack that is clearly a key element in my electric bike product. And clicking on the battery pack, I go down to a view that essentially is exactly the same, but now is focused on this specific component. And what I get is that my main supplier of battery pack is doing really bad, okay? Is not longer able to cover my demand, and this is probably the key element that drive us to face this bad situation. What is good is that I get the opportunity to show and look at the entire panel of my supplier to find out for alternatives. And I love demo data because the solution is always the first one in the list. I have here Power Bikes is a supplier of mine, and this signs it, promising 95% of supply on demand. The average price is not that bad. It seems that they are really resilient. Okay, let's give a look and go down to the supplier deep dive. Now we are seeing at Power Bikes. Let me just quick note. Look from where they deliver, from Stuttgart. There is another company headquartered in Stuttgart, and now I can get the name, but anyway, I swear this was not by purpose. This is just my demo data. And anyway, let's give a look to Power Bikes. They are not perfect, okay? If it were a problem with wheels, frames, cardboard components, probably I'm not going to pick them, because here the blue line represents the all supplier, the average of suppliers. So on certain material category, they are clearly not the best performer, okay? But when it comes to electric systems, they are not that bad. They are able to cover my demand well above the average. They are doing with low price, and even if the electric stuff is subject to defectosity, they have a defect level that is well below the average of all the other providers. And moreover, if I give a look to the history of the relationship that I have to Power Bikes, they are extremely consistent in the performance. So they are good for the problem I have. And now, when we said that analytics should be actionable, it means that if I have to engage Power Bike, I don't have to go on another system or not, in a log-off, log-on way. What I can do here simply is, from within the analytics, send them a templatized request for 100 battery pack that is going to be sent through Slack, that is the collaboration channel that I use, is the preferred one that I use with my supplier. And that's it. Probably we have solved the problem. Now, supply intelligence is an accelerator. What does it mean? It's based on 3 data sets. Sales, product demand and volume, material purchases, inventory position. You all have in your company this kind of data. Some of them could be in Salesforce, some other not. Is not an issue. We are very good in integrating that data from everywhere. Once we have the data, just switching on the accelerator you have a bunch of business logic applied on your data. That means more than 80 KPIs organized through the 5 strategic pillars we already seen, and then that roll up in 3 resilience scores. Really, a huge quantity of business logic is embedded and immediately ready to use on your environment. To do what? To provide guidance to the decision maker, to drive action. We have seen just a very simple example of an action, but you can take a lot of action because we are working into and integrating supply, digital supply headquarters. Because finally, we want to all get out the maximum and reach the level of excellence to reach the desired outcomes. And with this, I go back for a while to Matthew.
Thank you, Stefano. So, first of all, what you've just seen there in Tableau is live. It is available for customers. It is being used by a British bicycle company that I'm a particular fan of. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you'll find out who that is. But let's just recap what we've heard, right? You all have key business goals. You need to improve your visibility on demand. If you don't understand your demand, you cannot forecast accurately. You cannot give certainty to your suppliers. You need to improve collaboration. You need to reduce the handoffs and the friction that you have in your process today. When we speak to customers, the number one thing they're saying to us is it's taken us too long to make decisions and too long to collaborate. And then finally, we need to improve our prediction on delivery promise, right? If you're going to deliver a quality product, you need to be able to give reassurance that is going to be delivered on time and on full. So we've talked a lot about capabilities on the Salesforce platform, and you can see these capabilities in the middle here. We've intentionally put these capabilities in order of approach. So when customers come to us and say, well, where do I start? Right? We say, well, the first thing is to fix your demand forecasting using Manufacturing Cloud, using our Sales Cloud. Then ensure you have visibility of your inventory. Then understand your risk and your stock positions. Then look at how you collaborate with what we call our digital HQ. Then start to improve your supplier relationship. And then start to think about sustainability as well. Right? So all of these capabilities are available to you. Our recommendation in an approach is you start on the top and you work down. But you can see some of the benefits here. And quite often, customers come to us with just 2 or 3 of these key benefits that they need to resolve. But what we're saying to you here today is that through the power of the Customer 360 and through the power of the Salesforce platform, you can actually address all of these key benefits through the capabilities that we provide. So I hope that's given some good insight, and I think at this point I'm going to bring Antonio and 3 of our customers here in Italy up onto the stage to have a discussion around the steps that they're taking. So, Antonio, over to you.
Thank you, Matthew. So, good afternoon, everybody. So, before introducing our guest today, just let me start from here, because I want to make a step back, because we have tried to explain you in a nutshell in a few minutes how the Salesforce platform can enable our customer connect the dots and how we put our customers in the position to have a connected value chain. But the reality is not as simple as we presented, of course, in one slide from Salesforce. So I start from here because this is an IDC custom service they ran this year. And I make a step back, starting from the challenges that we see on the ground that you all live every day. And I want you to focus on the first 5 of these challenges: meeting complex quality and support service requirements, growing sourcing and operational cost, acceleration of market change, increasing customer requirement expectation, skill gap and struggling finding talents. We also listened this morning about the skill gap and how important it is in this moment. So I want you to focus on these 5 top challenges, because thanks to our customer that I'm proud to announce in a moment, we are going to realize how these challenges have been facing in different contexts, in which order of time, in which order of priorities, and which is the outcome that they have that they had until now. So let me introduce finally Carlotta Dainese, Customer Excel and Commercial Innovation Director for Prysmian. Benvenuta.
Good morning.
Carlotta. Ciao.
Thank you.
Michele Vitali, Group Commercial Service Director for EPTA.
Good afternoon.
And Riccardo Bianchi, Group Head After Sales and Service IoT for Carel.
Hello, everybody.
An applause for our customer, please. So, thank you for being here, and thanks for your contribution. So I start from this IDC slide in order to understand how each of your organizations are facing those challenges. And starting with you, Carlotta. So my first question is, what does it mean transform and evolving a digital transformation process for a company like Prysmian, and which are the main drivers and target for the future for your company?
So thank you, and good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you today, and thank you for inviting me to this roundtable. So I would like to spend 2 words about Prysmian just to answer to this question. Prysmian is a worldwide manufacturing company. It's the leader of the market in cable production and in cable distribution. We are a global company. We are in more than 50 countries. We have 106 plants in the world and more than 30,000 employees globally. So basically, we are a big factory. And we are producing hardware, a fantastic hardware that is cables, but we are speaking about hardware. So why it's so important, the digital transformation for basically an hardware company? So first of all, we believe that we don't have 2 worlds anymore. So the physical world and the digital world are combined in one single environment in which we can enhance the way we face challenges and the way we can develop also new solutions for our customers and for the market, generally speaking. The second point is the fact that adopting and developing digital solutions, and so adopting digital technologies, means that we can become more resilient in front of crises, also like the pandemic period. So to guarantee the business continuity of our operation, it's so important to develop this kind of solution for the future. And also, we are in presence of a shortage of the workforce. So this is another important point that is a pillar for us to develop digital technologies. And finally, we are in a world in which the behavior of our customers is changing. So we would like also to face the challenges and so to answer the needs, the new needs of our customers. So for this reason, it's very important for us, the digital transformation. And in 2019, we launched a new digital ambition in Prysmian that is basically focused on 3 main targets. The first one is linked to the fact that introducing digital technologies can help us to enable the transition from a pure cable manufacturing company to a solution provider, so for the energy and also the telecom infrastructure. The second point is linked to data. So we would like to become a data-driven company, because just to give you a number, we collect every year an amount of data in our private network that is like 1.8 exabyte. So just to give you a comparison, it's like the monthly mobile traffic in North America. So we have a huge number of data in our servers, in our factories. So we would like to transform this data in useful information, but also in a knowledge for our company. So for this reason, it's so important that we focus our attention on data and on how we can use this data. And for this reason, basically, our digital transformation started from the factories. So how we can use the data in our factories. So we launched many projects in the factories to basically increase the efficiency, reduce cost, of course, and also to reduce scrap. And finally, the third target for us is to become also a digital leader in our market. And how we can perform this and how we can reach this target. Basically, we would like to nurture the digital skills of our people, but also of our customers. This is the reason why we are so focused on the digital transformation.
Thank you very much. We'll come back to skills at the end.
Yeah.
So I know this is an important point for you. So digitalizing process is a trend that is no slowing down. The pandemic and what is happening around, we are tired to listen to that, but it's like that. It is accelerating something that was there before. So how this is helping you to redesign the customer journey for Prysmian?
So basically, we believe that our portfolio will be an enriched portfolio of product, of hybrid product that can match hardware and software. So our cable with the other things that could be software, platform, and so on. And basically, the objective is to enhance our relations with the customers. So we set up a complete customer journey with the help also of our customers that is divided in 5 phases. So we start from the awareness to the retention phase at the end of the journey. And for each phase, we develop some specific tools that are very integrated and also with our process. But the most important point is the fact that we moved our attention from the approach of our factories, so the data from the factories, because we think that we have another important pillar in our company, that are the product, our products, and the data that are related to our products. Just to give you another number, we have more than 100,000 of cables, so we produce a very large amount of cables, many different families. So managing this huge amount of products is obviously a challenge for us. And to do this, the backbone of our customer journey is based on a data model of these products. And starting from this point, so starting from the data that we can use also to enhance the relation with our customers, we develop this customer journey. The first phase is the awareness. And for the awareness phase, we developed a specific tool. We can enhance and we can move from the awareness, so from for example, the web catalogs. In our web catalogs, we have more than 24 countries all over around the world that are adopting these web catalogs, so with many customers. And we are adopting an approach of an inbound marketing approach. So we would like to increase the contents for our customers, not only related to specific to the products, but also we can add also the way we are installing we can install the products, our cables in the field. Or another important pillar is the sustainability. So we can add additional information regarding the sustainability certification. The second part is we build up a configurator that in this moment is the most used configurator in the market, for the cable market. So basically, you can upload also, you can upload an app, and you can select the best cable for a specific application with this configurator. We launched this project in 2019, and now we have more than 29,000 users. And we get more than 350 50,000 calculations per year in this configurator. So it's a huge amount of calculation. We are collecting all the information also to better understand which is the behavior of our customers in this sense. And after this, we developed also an e-commerce platform. This is the first pilot into countries, but it's very important because we collected very positive feedback for our customers. It's something that is completely new because we can basically speak with our customers 24 hours every day. It's something new for Prysmian. And it's very important also because it's not a new channel that we can use to speak with our customers. It's a new business model for us. So this is the most important point. We are not opening a new channel with our customers, but it's a new business model that we would like to adopt. And we have many other tools in our customer journey, but the most important thing is that we would like to increase the relationship that we have with our customers, and we are collecting very positive results up to now, and we hope also in the future.
Very, very clear. So starting from the plant, products, but then the point is how to better engage the customer at the end, how to create new business model, how to create new touch point. So thank you very much for this contribution. Riccardo, please welcome to you as well.
Thank you very much. I'm proud to be here.
Can you tell something about Carel and your role in Carel and how the company is interpreting the challenge that you've seen so far?
Yeah. Who is Carel? In short, Carel is the company that 50 years ago, more or less, was one of the first, probably the first, that apply the microprocessor to the air conditioning system. And in that moment started a new era for the air conditioning and refrigeration, from electromechanical to computerized system. We have 32 companies in our group around the world, 8 productive plants in China, Europe, US, South America. And we create the electronic for refrigeration and HVAC and the algorithms to save energy. I bet that even this building has a sort of Carel intelligence somewhere. And I give you just a number, a figure. The third part of consumption of energy in the planet is due to cooling or heating. You understand very well that 30% of the energy is due to cooling and heating. So we have a very high responsibility in this field. I'm talking also for Michele, my colleague, my customer. Okay, we work in the same field, and so Carel has structured the service in order to have connected all these companies in the group, and in order to basically follow our customer in terms of 3 axes: field operations, service, and digitalization. You have to think that Carel has connected up to date more or less 650,000 of units to our IoT control tower and digital system. So a very huge number of units under control.
Thank you very much, Riccardo. So you talk about already which are the main area that you are redesigning. How are you redesign this area to become a data-driven company?
Yeah. Well, first of all, one of the main issue on the services, it's the passage from free to fee. Just easy. You have to cut an hair and you solve the problem. But it's not so easy because we have a mindset problem in the especially sales network, as all of you knows. One of the bet is to change the mindset, first of all, and to try to speak the same language with the same tool to all the people working in the area. By the way, Karel is also an OEM of humidifiers, so we need to support also the is the second player in the world for humidification. We have to support our system on field. But as I said, the big issue is to switch a little bit the mindset on how to provide the services on field and to develop the best service to our customer.
Thanks, Riccardo. So, Michele, let's go to you. So we have already discovered, he's already disclosed that you are a close relationship in terms of companies. What is EPTA and what are the challenges from your side?
So, who is EPTA? EPTA is a multinational industrial manufacturer. We are fully focused on the commercial refrigeration. And commercial refrigeration means what you can find mainly in a supermarket. So, vertical refrigerator, serve-over, cold room, and what you don't see are the power packs, the condensing unit, and so on. Our market is mainly the food retailer, the food and beverage, and the HoReCa as well. Something about our dimension, we are about 6,000, maybe something more people all over the world. And we cover our business in more than 100 countries. So we are starting to become really big. Last year was for us the first year as a billion-plus company. So it was a big target succeeded by us. So as an approach, we want to be a one-stop shop provider. What does it mean for us? It means that we follow our customer from the design phase to the commissioning and then for the whole life cycle with our service. And in this world, in this reality, we are guided by the latest trends and related the retail world that are mainly technological, related to the consumer habits that are changing dramatically in the last period, and also strictly related to the international regulation that is one of the main topics in this moment, in particular because of the attention to the sustainability. And you can imagine that with these clear trends, digitalization has a big role and is maybe the best tool, the best support to win these challenges. And
from where did you start this process of digitalization? Because I mean,
so first I just want to show you what does it mean digitalization in retail world. For example, think about the click and collect approach. Think about the smart vending machine. It is something that few years ago we didn't have. And so the way to buy is totally changed. And of course, this means that the digitalization, this is how the digitalization interact with the product. But of course, you can imagine digitalization is impacting a lot of also services. And services, I'm very sensible to services, you can imagine. And services for a company like us, so a global company, is a big opportunity, but it is also a big challenge. A big challenge because to provide a good service on a global level means to win a lot of complexity, an exponential complexity, and which is I would say, the only way to win the complexity. And if I remember well, complexity was the first in the Pareto of challenges that you showed before. And the best way to win and to reduce the complexity is to standardize the process. Standardization for the service is the main topic, and which is the best tool to standardize the digitalization. So this is how we understand that digitalization is a big friend in product, but also in processes, and it is exactly the story that we are living now. So innovation, digitalization. It is not completed the picture about the challenge of EPTA, because sustainability, Riccardo spoke about the ratio of of energy consumption related to the big world of air conditioning and heating and refrigeration. And we know very well that maybe 40% of the energy consumption in a supermarket is related to the refrigeration. So sustainability for us is a main topic. And sustainable innovation is the mix that represents really our core in the business model.
Thanks, Michele. But what I want to know from you is, thanks to this process transformation that you are putting in place with the help of your team, how you are extracting value from your customer, and how this will become then, something beneficial to EPTA at the end, because this digitalization is a circle that should be closed. Now, value for the customer, value from you. So do you have a practical example?
Yes, of course. The value, the digitalization creates value. The value comes from data. This is the new religion at the end. And you know, we implemented some years ago our CRM platform. We started to implement it. Is not a short journey, but we started to work on our customer platform first, and then we decided to go further. So if we speak about value, I want to focus on processes. So value coming from processes, value coming from customer. And we started with this long journey of digitalization some years ago, and it was a digitalization explicitly focused on the service supply chain. So after the digitalization of our customer base with the CRM, we decided to go further. Okay, in the past, we already digitalized another important pillar of service, that was the spare parts world, and that is today a full reality for us. The other big pillar of the service is the field service activity. And so, to give you a real and concrete example, this step of implementation, that is the field service suite of your platform, give me the best example to you. So this is the best way to retrieve a lot of valuable information from our asset, from our install base, from our customer. So I didn't imagine how many information were available before starting this journey. You know, it's a big jump moving from a normal, a standard ERP tool where you can manage whatever information you want, but you manage just what you see. So administrative, mainly information. When we turn on the new system, the field service, we started to see, to arrive inside our company, a lot of information, a lot of data, a lot of insights for us. And they are full of value, because in this way, we get this value, we send back this value to the quality, we are able to reduce our service cost. That is fundamental for us, because all the companies, in particular the industrial manufacturing, expect a lot from the service business in terms of margin, of profitability, of stabilization of the business. So we must be consistent on service, and to be consistent, we need to exploit all information, all the data that is possible. So this is the second point, so reduction of operational costs in service, relevant information for the R&D, and let me say also measure a higher service level for our customer. And this is not the end of the story, because thanks to this, we are absolutely close to the customer, and we take a lot of information that it is not necessarily a service information. A lot of times we understand that we can do something more for our customer, and we start to work not anymore on the bottom line of our business P&L, but also on the top line, because if our technicians see that something can be improved, it is very easy to send how to say, a sort of report to the branch, to the headquarters, to the service area manager, and to start creating a new offer. That means a new business. This is not only business, this is also customer satisfaction, because the customer understands how important is that someone for you take care about his store. In this case, they produce value with our staff. It is important that everything is perfect.
Thank you very much, Michele. Very much appreciated your contribution as well. For Riccardo, I come back to you. It's clear that all these transformational projects, are becoming even more strategic. How Karel, so your organization, is understanding the impact of this transformation, how you are positioning this impact, and how they are convinced of the fact that this is the process that you have to follow up in the future as well.
Yeah, of course. Our life is inside a period of a big crisis. As you know, one is, well, the word that you know, it is the shortage in microchips, for instance. So we have a lot of challenge to face. So Karel decided to face these challenges with one strategy, which is single product twin source. So we decided to move the production in two different sources, depending by the general condition of the crisis and the political situation, for instance. But to do that, and having 32 companies in the group, you have to be strongly connected. You have to be in the same virtual office. And to do that, we are using the best of Salesforce, which, for instance, at the present is the tool of Chatter that let us become a unique office around the world. The knowledge in which I have some writer of knowledge around the world that provide information to the people of the other regions, other countries. I have another tool, which is the task. So someone from Australia can add a task to a colleague in the US just to have a solution, a faster solution of an issue. I can have an example like the same more or less that our colleague of Tableau placed a few minutes ago. We discovered during the deployment of our Salesforce that we had a problem in Germany, for instance, and the problem was a lack of services that was transferred to the HQ in Italy. And so in few days, we take the decision to reinforce the subsidiary in Germany and to establish a better connection. And this thing was not possible without the tool. You can only imagine that there is a crisis, maybe, but you are not sure. But having the data, the dashboard in front of you, you understand, oh my God, they have 10 times the request to solve that we have in headquarters. We have to help them. Okay? In this way, you can easily get the help from the other company of the group and to first help the crisis situation, and second, make hiring or other things to make safe your business. And that was great.
So having the data when you need it in order to take decision at the end is what is happening inside Carrier in order to have also the management on board to have, to be fully committed on this transformation, fully committed on taking this path of digitalization because they've touched pragmatically what is having this data when you need to take decision. That's what I get from your answer. It's correct.
Of course, first of all, you have the proof with the data in your hand, and you are more convincing. You can easily achieve some goal. And the second thing, you yourself, you are easily convinced that you have to take a decision in a fast way without waiting the events or whatever. And on the other hand, at the end, this result bring all the people to ask for your data. Okay, let us have the data we want to know. So from service, the sales people at that point wants to have the data. The quality wants to have the data. The research and development wants to have the data of the crisis, defect, and so on. And it's a sort of a cooperations ecosystem in the company at the end, if it is useful like it is.
Thank you, Riccardo. So, last question for Michele, and then last question for Carlotta. For you, Michele. So, in the previous answer, you talk about how you bring value inside EPTA through this platform, collecting all this amount of data and how this is beneficial for EPTA. So how this platform and now the fact that are you building this platform around the customer is helping your customers at the end. So which is can you disclose something about it in terms of project that you are doing for your customer through this platform?
So, of course, if the paradigm is that data is valuable and is valuable for us, data coming from our customer for the install base inside our customer stores, it must be complementary. So we should find a way to give back value to our customer. Otherwise, the equation doesn't run. And this is the reason because we decided to work on an innovative customer portal, something that will be presented very soon. And it is at the end a real omnichannel portal where our target, our aim is to give our customer the full visibility in full transparency of every information available in our system in their store. So the advantage about this is that they can trust much more on us because everything is clear. You don't have to ask anyone what's happening, how many pending tickets we have. No, I will show you directly. And we are sure that this approach will get us closer to our customer. Of course, which is a challenge. Data is available, and data comes from different sources. Different sources means, of course, all the CRM suite, but also the telemetry system, also Carrel, majority Carrel, and all the other IoT stuff that today we install in our products. And the real challenge is to work with tools that are flexible, that are agile, that can be easily integrated one each other in the same ecosystem. And if this works, the target that we have will be achieved. And so the advantage for our customer will be to have all the information immediately without asking, without writing an email, without calling anyone. And we think that this is the right way.
Great. Thank you, Michele.
Michele, are you ready? I'm opening the customer portal of Carrel for you, since you are my customer. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you very much.
So, Carlotta, last question for you. We talked about skill gaps at the beginning. So the question is, digitalization, of course, we know is creating new jobs, new paradigms, works from anywhere. So which is the role of a company like Prysmian to close this gap, reducing the gap from the skills that we need today in this new digital world?
I would like to explain you why this question is so important for me and also for Prysmian.
Yes, of course.
I strongly believe that once we speak about digital transformation and innovation, we are not speaking about technologies. We are speaking about people. Because we can have the best technology ever, but if we are not able to convince people that this technology can bring advantages, new competencies, whatever, doesn't care. So for this reason, it's so important for us to develop the digital skills of our people because we believe in this digital transformation for the reason I explained before. So, and we build up internal academy dedicated to this objective. So we have an internal academy that is named Sell It. So we are changing the job of our salespeople. So we need also to update their skills, their competencies, because the job that we have today is not the sales job of 20 years ago, and probably it will not the same in 20 years. So for this reason, we are developing this internal academy, but we also participate into the academy of our customers. So there is a big distributor that is one of the most important customers that we have in this moment, and we decided to build up an academy together, just to reinforce the skills together and increase the digital maturity of our employees, but also of our customers.
Thank you very much. That's, I think, something that we need to do as a company. That are on stage. It's our responsibility.
As an environment also,
as an environment.
as ecosystem.
The ecosystem, yeah. Thank you very much for your contribution. We are very proud as Salesforce to partner with you and for such strategic initiatives. And I want to thank the audience for your attention. We hopefully explain in a clear way our view and how, through our customers, we want to move forward in this digitalization process towards our customers, and how this contribute to have connected value chain that we're talking about since this morning. If you are interested, tomorrow Matthew will be with us also tomorrow morning, so we are on a keynote at 10:30. So 5 minutes before the end, Carlo, thank you very much for your time, and we are here. I'm responsible for the manufacturing industry in Italy. I didn't introduce myself at the beginning in purpose, because I want to give you the opportunity if you want to talk with me now. I'm responsible for this vertical in Italy, so whatever the needs, whatever the question, I'm here. Thank you very much.